Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here. I sounded really dorky there. Oh my god, I sounded like such a dork. The only review show on YouTube to review in terms of food! That's what I sounded like. Oh no, that's not good. I promise I am not a dork guy like that. I don't have that type of voice. I was just trying to be enthusiastic. Anyways, it's just Marco here once again. I'm here to review another Goosebumps book. It's funny because I've already read like 20 of them, and I'm only on my second one that I've reviewed. So I've got a long way to go. So far, I'm really mixed on them. But this one was actually really, really good. I loved it. This one is, it came from beneath the sink, sorry. It came from beneath the sink, and I was really not excited for this one, because I have heard about this one before. You know, it's about a sponge, an evil sponge. Like, ugh, that's stupid. You know, that's what I thought, obviously, when I heard that concept. But then I read the book and like, wow, that was really good. I really need to stop doing these right after I eat breakfast. It's so terrible. All the little shenanigans that happen, like every single video now. But this book is about a girl named Kate, and I don't remember the brother's name, but I do remember Kate because the audiobook was like a robot voice, and the way that she said Kate, it was like, cat, hey cat, 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 cat. And it's like, bitch, robot bitch, her name is Kate, not Cat. And then the robot's like, Cat rolled her eyes, and then Cat walked over there, and it's like, God, robots are so stupid, you know what I mean? Robots are really, they need to step up their reading game, if you know what I mean. Because, come on, robots. So this book was about this girl named Kate, and her brother, and their parents, obviously. And they moved to a new town, which is a recurring theme in these books, moving to a new place. And they find an evil sponge underneath the sink, and they both really like it, but then Kate claims it, and so it becomes hers. And then after that, bad stuff starts happening over and over and over again, and that is the whole book. And if it doesn't sound good to you, I mean, I don't know what else it is really, really good. And I loved it. I actually was really entertained by it, because it even though it was repetitious, it felt like it was earned because of the villain. And I loved how, she's stuck with the villain. She's got to hold the villain in her hand and make sure that it's with her at all times. She's got to interact with it, and and it's so funny because this villain, it's a sponge, but it's really called a gruel. And I love that name too, a gruel. And the gruel, every time something bad happens, the gruel starts laughing, and it goes like, and so, like, she'll fall and, like, break her leg, and then the gruel will be sitting there in her hands like, it's just, I really love that. That's so funny, and yet so creepy. It's like, it really gets intense. Just all these bad things just keep on happening over and over again to this poor girl. I mean, poor Kate. I mean, she is probably, I would say, even though she's a bland protagonist, she has nothing to her. I mean, the only thing I remember is her name, Kate. I don't remember what she looks like. I don't remember anything. Same with her brother. Her brother, all I remember about him was that actually her brother was better, because he actually took it seriously, and he helped her, and he was actually a good sibling character. But other than that, like, not really good characters. But out of all the Goosebumps characters, though, I gotta say, she might be the one who suffers the most out of all the ones that I've read so far. Just the way that, like, I mean, it's her birthday. She wants to have a birthday party. Oh, sorry, Kate, it's raining out. Not going to be able to do that. Not going to be able to have a birthday at home. Not going to be able to have friends over. We'll have to do that another day. And it's like, God, that's... Sorry. That was a stick. I was like, what the hell was that? Is that the gruel? Is the gruel coming for it? Actually, the stick, that reminds me of my favorite writing in the book. There was this really cool line where she was in a basketball court and this big branch snapped off the tree and fell on her. And I love the way that R.L. Stine described it as like 1,000 knuckles were cracked. Like, as the branch fell off, it sounded like 1,000 knuckles cracking. It was like, that was really a good description of that. Like, really good writing. And, but yeah, she really suffers a lot. It's like, poor girl. And there's one thing about the book that I didn't like was all this encyclopedia propaganda type thing. It felt like that a little bit because, like, every time they needed to know about something, or every time they needed to know about the gruel and figure things out, the brother was like, I'll go get the encyclopedia! I'll go get the encyclopedia of the weird! And it's like, I really like that, though, that there's an encyclopedia of the weird. And it's too bad, because this is the only time in the entire Goosebumps series that the encyclopedia of the weird is mentioned. And I think that that's an absolute shame, because it would help out a lot of characters get through their troubles, honestly. But I really love this book. I thought it was so entertaining. I would definitely read this book again, for sure. There's so many cool things in it, just so many... It's a nice book. It flows really nicely. It's very entertaining. And I love the villain. I love how it ends in a clever way. Although I will say that the ending wasn't that climactic. And so for that, I didn't give it an A-, because I thought, my thing is a book has to have 3 determining factors in its grade. It's got to start out really good. It's got to be entertaining the whole way through. And it's got to have a really good ending. If it fails with one of those, it's not going to get an A. It will get a B at most, a B+ at most. And so that's what I would give this book. I would give this book a B+. I actually really enjoyed this book. I thought it was very well done. And it was so surprising, because it's like, this is a story about an evil sponge, and yet it's better than most of the Goosebumps books out there, honestly. Like, that's really funny, just thinking about that logically. Like, oh, an evil sponge? That book's gotta suck. No, this book is great. And speaking of great, like, at the end, there was another creature who came in, I think, like a Lurkian or something. Like, I can't remember, but it came in at the end, and I thought that was cool too. That was actually a good twist. And I love how, like, some of these books, they end with like a big what the fuck twist. Like, oh wow, everything's great and dandy now, everything is peaches and cream, and then all of a sudden this giant monster jumps up in the background and raises his claws and says, "Roar!" And that's the end. Like, it's always like that with some of these Goosebumps books. I love that type of twist thing, where it's just a big, like, WTF was that? Like, what the hell? Where's the sequel? I gotta read the sequel now. So yeah, I really like this book. I highly recommend it. It was the one, the first one, Girl Who Cried Monster, I was kind of iffy on continuing, because, reading 60-something books is a lot, and it's not even that. I have to read over 70 probably. Yeah, got to read a lot of Goosebumps books because I got to account for the ones that were episodes that were other types of Goosebumps books, like Goosebumps 2000 or whatever. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me what you thought of It Came From Beneath the Sink. I loved it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Because I can understand if you didn't like it. You know, a lot of people have different opinions on these books. You know, I'm going to have a lot of controversial opinions because, honestly, for the last week, I read like 5 books. Like, it was, oh God, it was like torture. It was like worse than getting a root canal, honestly, reading these books. And then please subscribe to our channel so that you can continue seeing me review Goosebumps books. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.